Hey guys, happy Monday. Today again is Monday, April 29th. I think I said 28th earlier, but it's definitely the 29th. I'm super excited to be here with Lianabel Rosario. There she is, and she's beautiful. Let us know, Yvonne Sandoval's on. Let us know you can hear us and see us. That's super important because you definitely want to see her. Ash Sharma's on, got a thumbs up. People are coming on. But she's amazing. Big shout out to Odalis Ramos for suggesting that Lianabel comes on the show. And when I did my research, I'm like, oh my God, she's perfect for the show. See, there she is. That's all her hearts. That's Odalis. So thank you, Odalis. Amazing. Super excited to have you on the show. Been crazy because of my schedule. So shout out to Lianabel because, wow, we have been trying to get this together for months. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I am so excited. All right, so you know they all want to know a little bit about you. I've tagged you. Hey, Sandra, I've tagged you. They could go look at your page. They could figure it out. But they always like to hear it from the person, the source. So tell us a little bit about you and your beginnings.
Oh my God, since a girl, I am 47 right now.
You look amazing. So you told me that about 2 minutes before we went live. You're 47.
47, but when I had 10 years, I was a little girl with the big dreams in my mind. I started doing TV commercials in Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico. And then I started doing a lot of TV commercials in
So what was that like? Did you all of a sudden decide you wanted to do it? Were your parents like, okay, you should try it? Were you just super full of energy? Like, how did you get to commercials?
Well, like all the girls, I was always in the front of the mirror doing my makeup, and then my earrings, fixing my hair. But yeah, they noticed a little bit about those details, simple details that make the difference in this career. For that reason, my mother started getting some personal development classes for her daughter, and well, her daughter get the self-esteem,
You got the self-confidence. You were ready to go, right?
Yes.
And then, but how do you know? A lot of kids get that, but you actually made it so that it was something that you did. So when you booked a commercial, were you doing it because mom said so, or you were doing it because you loved it?
I loved it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, that's
Always.
good.
I had a goal in my mind,
Hello,
very
Lianabel.
clear, and I wanted to be in the industry, but with the academy, with a formal process for parents. I had no that. I had no mother agent, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Gotcha.
It's a secure career for those parents who wants to be enjoying this industry, but the professional way.
All right, so you did some commercials, right?
Yes, I did.
You did them in Puerto Rico. What brought you to Florida?
Oh my God. Well, after that, I did 13 pageants in Puerto Rico.
You did 13. All right, let's talk about the pageants. All right, so pageants are a whole different animal, right? That's a different world. So you made it seems like a natural transition. You're in commercials, you're in modeling, you're doing this, and you do pageants. That's a different world, though. More money, more travel, a lot of time. So what was your first pageant that you did?
Well, my first competition, that was my mother who sent this picture to this Casiano Communication. Yes, she sent me in Puerto Rico to Imagine Magazine this picture to do the face of the 90s. Then I get a competition between 782 girls, and
I love that you know that name, that number. It's awesome.
Oh no, I would never forget. It was the first one. Then after that, I received the face of the 90s, and then I went to.
Oh, you were so you won.
Well, yes.
You won the pageant. You're considered face of the 90s. Well,
Yes,
you were
I
at
am.
that for that pageant.
Yes,
So what
I
does that feel like? Do you get a crown at that moment? Is it a people don't understand, like there's so much that goes on. You've seen these shows that are on TV now. So there's all this drama behind the scenes. Was there drama for you, or was there just, oh my God, I won a pageant, I'm hooked, and now I want to do more?
Honestly, it was a simple competition for the beauty, face beauty. But if you win, then you was transferred to Latin model in Panama. So I went to Panama, and in Panama I received a ribbon in there, like a Latin model, and a contract with companies.
Oh, you did. So you got a real contract. Because a lot of times what happens is people get these they get these modeling jobs. There's Maggie.
I swear to God, I did not forget.
We're live, so here she is. Say hi to Maggie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Hi, everyone.
Come in and say hi. You got to come in over this way. Come on. There's Maggie. Maggie's the best. Thank you, Maggie. So you get, it's all right. We appreciate it. You get the contracts. So a lot of times, we'll talk about this, and as you're talking about your business, contracts can be scary because you don't know if it's a real contract. You don't know how to represent yourself. You don't have any experience in the business. You could be signing away a whole bunch of stuff. It could be a fake contract. So how did you know? How did you accept that contract and go, well, I'm going to go from Puerto Rico to Panama?
Well, you got to be careful in this industry because you don't know who's who, and that's the reason that I am here. I am one of 4 mother agents. I am here to guide the parents, promote the talents, and train if it's necessary in a cheaper way. Now, what is the problem? In those times, 1990s, it wasn't a mother agent available for this industry. For that reason, I was very careful trying to discover the industry, but with the eyes open. Then, after I finished my competition, my local competition in Puerto Rico, I received documentation that say that I was available to go to this pageant in Panama. I read all the agreement, and then I agree with everything. I accept everything. Then I did the competition, and between I believe it was 90 contestants, I was the only one with dark hair.
Nice. Oh, did you win? Were you the only dark-haired one?
They were looking for Latin people.
Nice.
And here we go. And then after that...
Is that Miss Mundo? Somebody put that up there, Miss Mundo.
Oh, yes, because that was my last competition, Miss World 1993.
Oh, you were Miss World 1993?
That's correct. Miss Puerto Rico were.
You were? Oh, see, I don't know. See, I don't do any research. So I knew you were talented, and when Odalis says, Ted, you need to have this person on, of course, Odalis, I'm going to listen to you. And I'm so happy I did. So that's a big competition. You made a big leap. So what does Miss Puerto Rico World 1993 mean?
Well,
does that mean you travel the world? Does that mean you are constantly at events?
Yes.
You get modeling gigs? You make $1 bazillion?
Well, after the Latin model, I discovered Miss Hispanic International. That was in Puerto Rico and Miami. And then after that, I went to Miss Puerto Rico. I was the last queen of Ana Esteban, who was the lady who prepared the beauty queens in Puerto Rico. Then after that, I went to Miss World in Africa.
Oh, so you were there as Miss Puerto Rico.
I was in there. And then I was in there first runner-up between the Latin people, Latin contestants. And then after that, I was very interested to create this academy. So I signed a modeling contract for 5 years in New York.
Wow. So you signed a modeling contract 5 years in New York. Had you been to New York before?
Yes, I was.
Oh, that's right. You're a famous model at this point. I forgot. I love it.
Well, famous is too much.
I
was trying
You're
to
a talented
find
working
out.
model.
I was trying to get that confidence and respect from the agents.
Sure.
That way I can get this position as a model agent. So what I get was 5 years connecting with the agents, and they trust in me. They trust in the talent. They trust in the quality of education. That way I can help the future beauties to be there.
Why was that important? Did you have a bad experience, or is it because you felt like there wasn't enough guidance? Like, how do you create, let's talk about the talent agency. So obviously at some point in time, the pageants go away, you get tired, I'm sure, of the pageants, and you go, okay, I have to figure out a business. How do I make money? How do I continue to utilize my talents? So did you do it because you had a bad experience, or did you do it because you said, all right, I know the things that need to be done and shouldn't be done, and that's what I want to do?
Well, I was lucky in this industry. I had no bad experience
That's
at all.
amazing, honestly.
However, I was keeping my eyes open because my parents was in my background. They were managing me. I did a good background because then. So I keep my eyes open with very clear goal in my mind. And for that reason, I try to be careful in everywhere, every production, every time that I book, I make sure that the process was legal and correct. And well, after that, being in this experience in New York, I get the respect of the agents. And that's how I return after my contract to Puerto Rico. I was in there when I opened my eyes. I was Agency of the Year 10 years consecutive, and I received the traffic to state of Florida or Los Angeles. Being mother agent of people that you already know on the TV shows
we do?
roles.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
See?
yes, a couple people, yes.
So let's talk about that. So
Mhm.
I think that the industry as a whole has a scary reputation.
Yes, it
because there's so many, like, first of all, if you see a yard sign or a sign on the middle of the road, models wanted, I need you to run screaming from that. There's a couple of things going on, very serious, huge human trafficking, huge. And then there's a lot of quote unquote talent agencies out there that are really, really bad for not only for the industry, but there are dangers involved. And so I think it's super important for you to do your research. But how does someone find a you and then know that you're legitimate?
Well, that is a big question that the parents, it's a concern for the parents as
Sure.
well. And first of all, the cake is big. That depends on the chef.
Right.
How good it is, the cake, depends on the chef. I've been in this industry since 1986, and I demonstrate with education, quality, and service for all these years. And more than that, be professional in all the ways. The support of the parents is very important. The parents needs to know what is before, during, and after the process, what to do, with the clear affiliations with the big companies. I work with companies like ABC, Warner Brothers, 2035.
So you really do bring, but I think what happens is there are so many people that make it look pretty. I had a friend who told me about a modeling agency. The girl was going to fly from some Midwest state to Orlando and happened to know someone here and asked about the modeling agency, and the modeling agency appeared legitimate on the website, appeared legitimate in their emails, and yet it was just a front, and it's very scary. How do people find a you? She's so correct. Parents need to stay focused. You're right, Bonnie.
Lianabel International track all the legal agencies every 6 months.
See?
So we are stepping secure in this industry. We want to make sure who's who in this industry and orientate the parents to let them know where to go, or highway or the turnpike.
Well, so let me ask you about that, because I've got a question that's it's probably a horrible question to ask. Do you ever have someone, and if you can't answer it, it's fine. Do you ever have someone who comes in and maybe this isn't the right industry for them, and I'm going to give you an example. So one of my favorite parts of American Idol, if you've ever seen that show, is when the people who come in and they can't sing a tune to save their lives, right? But they've been told their whole lives they're talented, they can sing. What do you do with someone who comes in and says, I want to be a model, I want this so badly, it's my passion, and yet maybe doesn't have the look, maybe doesn't have the talent? How does that work?
Well, most of the time, I try to be as much as I can very honest with the parents and family. The family needs to understand what's the honest opinion of this industry. I am a mother agent between the agents and talent, so I know what they want. I know what the clients want.
Right.
Now, if they want to be a model, but she is a dancer, I'm going to bring a very honest opinion to the parents. That way they don't waste the time and money in this industry, and also I don't waste the time as well.
Well, and I think there's a lot of things, right? So I think a lot of people are used to being told what they want to hear. So you come to you, and what I love about what you're saying is that you're honest about it. There are some people that it's just, look, it may be a passion, it looks good on TV, but that may not be what your career is. You need to have somebody who's not going to yes you to death. That's in any career, but it's certainly important, especially with the lifespan on the modeling side of your opportunity there. You have to be, what do you say to the people who say, well, modeling's all about starving yourself to death, There's a model, God bless him, that just died on the runway.
Oh, yes.
I just read about that. Horrible. I don't know what the circumstances are, but the industry as a whole has a reputation of we only want skinny, super skinny, crazy skinny people to model our stuff. How do you address that?
And there's honestly, we have in Lianabel International 17 categories and 7 divisions totally different. And only one it is skinny and tall. The rest of the people, it's real people. So we are working with real people. For example, the insurance, they need people more seniors than young.
They need to look like real people.
Yes,
right?
yes, that's exactly what we need right now. That's where the money it is. That's why we are booking TV commercials for those people who need insurances, Medicaid, things like that.
Sure. No, so what do you tell? Plus size is beautiful also. You're right, Odalis.
Yes.
What do you tell someone who says, I want a model? Do they need to come to you with the headshot done, the whole portfolio? I've seen the headshots. You got the headshot on the front. You got all this stuff on the back. I'm familiar enough, believe it or not, with the industry. What do you tell someone who has none of that, but they feel like it's their passion? Should they still reach out to you and at least come see you to see what you have to offer, and you'll give them your honest opinion, or how does that work?
Well, to get the real opinion and the train, if it's necessary, the guidance in this industry and the real industry, just call me, and you will get it. And the reason it is because it depends on the level that you are. We can start from there. We doesn't go back. We start from there, and we cover that part that you need to complete and get your final goals.
I love that, because I think a lot of people think that and there's also agencies that make you pay a lot of money up front, right? Before, so you've got to get this done, this done, this done, you've got to have all of this, and then you haven't even gone on a shoot, or you haven't really even met with anybody who's actually a talent agent, a real agent like Lianabel is and her staff. And I think that people are getting hoodwinked. They're getting tricked into stuff that they don't need to. But I think that if you have a dream, right, that's what she's saying, I feel like. If you have a dream and you want to be in the industry, you want to be a model, you want to be on TV, you want to be in commercials, you don't have to have spent a gazillion dollars before you go talk to Lianabel. Go talk to her first before you spend $1 million.
Exactly.
What if she tells you this might not be for you? Maybe that's where, or this is what you need to do. That's the other thing. A professional should be able to tell you, all right, here are the 5 things that you should do before we can even move forward. If they tell you stuff up front before they'll even meet with you and consult with you, you're probably in a non-legit agency. So what do you see in this? You talk about etiquette. Etiquette was one of the titles that you put in the show. So define etiquette, and why is that important?
Well, etiquette, it is part of the personal development that each person needs to know. It's good for even modeling or any talent industry, but also for your personal industry. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an engineer, you need your etiquette, you need your personal development. You get a comes and take dinner, and then you need to know how to use utensils and the table, but not only that, how to develop yourself, how to get your self-esteem going. I mean, your skincare, your personal care, your beauty part, especially the women's, how to wear proper the clothes. I mean, I saw some secretary with the short skirts, and they doesn't say good morning to you. So those are simple details that
those
need to
are
be modified.
super important details. Yeah, what do you tell? So on fashion, because I know that's super, obviously it's incredibly important to what you do, but what she's saying, I believe, is that in every industry, your presence, how you look, what people perceive you to be, how you interact, do you know how to eat without looking like a caveman or cavewoman? Do you know how to have a conversation at a networking event? Do you know how to put your best foot forward? And do you also know how to dress? Now, you don't have to be like today. I'm conservative, but a little conservative for me. But you don't always have to wear the gray. Not everything is gray, people. So, do you help them go through that? Do you work with the clothing industry? Do you work with, I mean, even the basics of how to walk and how to sit at a table, I would imagine is part of all you're trying to give them on the etiquette.
Oh yes, Lianabel helps from 0 to 10.
I love
Yeah, the posture is very important. How to walk, even how to sleep. It's included in that class. How to get into a car, how to stand, how to sit properly, or getting in a restaurant, etc. The clothing part, yes, clothes and wardrobes as well.
Right.
I mean, closet. It's very important. Personality, how to conduct yourself, how to do your speech, how to get art in a conversation, how to talk with the people with a shyness. It's a lot of details.
Well, and so what do you
included
do
in
with someone? What does somebody do? Like they come to you, and my vision is that they're honking and snorting the whole time before they get to you, right? I know that's not what's happening, but in my mind, you've got the absolute worst human being coming to you. So they come to you, but they have a real desire to fix it. Like you only know what you've learned, right? So you've got these habits that you have to figure out how to adjust. And this is for business too. Guys, trust guys and girls. You go to these networking events, you go to these events where you're trying to win business, you are bad at it, and then nobody's telling you you're bad at it, and then I love that part, I'm going to say it in a minute, Odalis. Nobody knows who to go to for that. So people will come to me occasionally and go, Ted, how do you do it? Why do you just sit XYZ? Listen, it's a long time of development and fine-tuning that skill. Don't go in like a bat out of hell and throw your business cards and your weight around and wear your half tie and your bad permanent press pants and expect anybody to respect you or want to do business with you. All right, so Odalis says she teaches cancer survivors to walk on the runway.
Yes.
I love that organization. I love everything about what those two beautiful people do and all of the people involved. But talk about that. So what you're talking about, I think people think, oh, models. I'm not a model, I'm in business. This applies across the board to whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to better yourself, that's why you want to reach out to Liana.
I do have a group. It's a male executive group.
You do? See, I didn't even know that. So
and
awesome.
This group has body language classes as well. So they knows how to conduct themselves. If someone turn the face or continue walking when you're talking, those are simple details in body language as well. So we do have different groups for different people. Curves, for those are a little bit bigger.
I like curves.
Executive, we have a young faces, we have kids, we have preteens, and we have adults.
But I love the fact that you divide it up, because each group, you can't just have one generic melting pot for everything you're trying to do. If you're in business, that's the whole point of, I mean, I love Lianabel's story, but I love the fact that it's got universal application across the board, no matter what business you're in. So if you are trying to squeeze into that outfit that you don't fit into anymore, if you're wearing some crazy clothes, if you're still in the same suit and coat jacket from 15 years ago, I want you to reach out to Lianabel, because I think people just need it. They're just afraid. Because what happens is you go, I know I need it, but at the minute I say it, means that I'm not doing the things right, and I'm afraid of what you're going to tell me. But you take people slowly and gently through the process, right?
Yes, little by little, step by step. I received one family, and they had one concern, and the concern was the young daughter she doesn't want it to watch her hair. So here goes Lianabel, little by little. That day, the first day, she decided to take care of her hair. So it was with a little bit psychology, working with the preteens.
I was going to say, your job must be psychology, because you're almost like the bartender, the therapist. Because I think what happens is people get stuck in their low self-esteem. They get stuck in some horrible internal message that they've been told their whole lives for whatever reason. And for some reason, that not washing her hair was part of her, and that's her identity. And I don't know why you would want that, but there's a psychological reason. So the fact that you're willing to go through, it's the same thing with the guy. Like, I have a lot of male friends in the mortgage industry, right? Tons of guys. They're like, I would love to wear color like you did. Okay, what's stopping you? I don't understand. Like today, again, even though the cuffs are a little bit crazy, and the crest, normally I'm in bright colors. If you love it, if it's something that looks good to you, why would you prevent yourself from going out there and doing something with it?
Correct.
So you help teach them that it's okay. Do you also help them shop? I would imagine guys are the worst. Do you help guys figure out, okay, this is the best size for you? There's so many things that go into what you do.
Yes, it's not only that. The personal care is very important. You can imagine people who comes to our academy without the opera. That's so.
What do they come to your academy without?
Without.
Oh, without.
You can
yes.
imagine.
Yes.
You can imagine.
Oh, yes,
you know,
I understand.
working with that situation. I mean, even without watching the hair properly, you can see the skull or the shoulders, see things like that. So it's a different situations that I am available to help each family and guide them if it's necessary. If it's not necessary, we move forward to the following steps.
So let me ask you, without giving me your prices, because I never ask that. I think the perception out there is, oh my God, if I sign up with Lianabel and her agency, I'm not going to be able to afford anything, or it's too costly. And you don't have to tell me your pricing, but can you address just the general thing about how that works?
That's very, very comfortable, and it's in a cheaper way.
I mean, if you're going to
international, always work with a cheaper way.
Don't you want to like the thing that I think that Lianabel offers? You're investing in yourself, right?
Correct.
So you're already reading you're listening to the Audible books, which I tried last night. I can't do that, so somebody's gonna have to share with me how they get through that. You're reading. You're going to self-improvement stuff. You're going to the gym. You're doing things that are bettering you. So if you're already investing in yourself, wouldn't you want to invest on the whole self and the things that she's offering? I feel like what Lianabel is offering, it's such a wide variety. Believe me, there's something in that mix that you need help with. We all do. I'm not saying I'm above it. There's a lot of things I need help with. No, nothing from the peanut gallery out there, but there's so much that I need help with. And so if you go and say, all right, here's where I'm at, she's going to help you do it. So why not invest in that?
Well, the invest it is for education. We are getting those personal development classes or workshops, depends on which one is the program, and it is for you. It's for the rest of the life. Now, after that one, depends, because we evaluate one by one of the students. Then you can be promoted either for basic modeling classes or a TV commercial or dance or singing or whatever you are, according the evaluation and the talent that I can see according to my experience.
Listen, what I want you guys to do is not freak out by what she just said. What she's saying is she's going to help you. All the guys that are out there going, well, she lost me on the dance. Listen, she's not saying you have to dance.
Exactly.
What she's saying is that she goes through and she actually helps you evaluate where your needs are. That's what we want. We want a personal consultant. You're basically you're more than a business consultant. You're a personal development consultant. And I love that because I think more of us need it. We need etiquette. We need you. There are so many things that I want to say right now, but there are certain things that I need you to wear when you are out in public. There are certain ways I would love for you to sit when you're out in public. There are certain words I would like you not to say when you're out in public. That doesn't mean that you're changing your whole personality. You're adapting to what you want to be, and that's what Lianabel and her agency do for you.
People learn a lot of details. For example, if we are processing the self-esteem class, what we do, we put the talents to walk with me, and that way they can compare themselves and see how the self-esteem it is, how the self-confidence it's developed. And if I don't see that, then I can promote you even to self-esteem program.
Right.
That way, she can develop more because she needs it.
I love it.
Now, if she doesn't need it, then we can skip because she keep in her mind, I want to be model, I want to be model. Okay, yes, but we need to develop this part, and then after we develop that part, then she can be promoted modeling.
What I should do, and we'll come back because I've loved this show, by the way. We're at the end, see how fast it goes. What I want to do is maybe do a show where I have Lianabel evaluate the thing. Because listen, I come on the show all the time. You guys go, he seems like he's perfect. Are you insane? I'm the least perfect person on the planet. So what if we had a show where Lianabel said, here are the things you need to work on, Ted. And I would love that because I don't think I won't be like in the back of my mind going, is she crazy? But that's what we all have to get past in order for us to grow and move forward. All right, so any parting words of wisdom for them? Anything you want to share with them before we head out?
Well, a couple of things. Education with elegance, start with etiquette, fashion, and then after fashion we can cover TV commercial. The beauty part, it is by LED light, everything is natural. So we work with light therapy, and then what we do, if we need to reinforce some details about beauty, we can do it in a natural way. And after that, I would like to say that we have a special invitation of this fashion producer who's coming and visit us soon. So if you want more details, just call me.
She's amazing. So she's gonna, Lianabel's gonna share all of her contact information after the show, and then of course we will share it. You've been a joy to have on. I learned a lot today. So please reach out to Lianabel. Again, we'll give her phone number to the office, her email, Facebook, all of the wonderful things that she has to offer. Look, if you're trying to invest in yourself, why don't you want to invest with somebody who obviously cares? That's the best part about Facebook Live. You can't fake this. Odalis, God bless you. What a great person to send me to. You know, you never know when people say stuff. They're like, oh, I want so-and-so to be on the show. I'm like, oh, Lord, this should be interesting. But I always say yes. What a blessing to have Lianabel on. So thank you for being on. We'll share all her contact information. We'll be back at 2:30. Love you guys. Mwah.
Bye.
See you soon.